Welcome back to Les Schwab Tire Center's Outdoor GPS, presented by Fisherman's Marine and Outdoor. Now it's time for your weekend tech tip, brought to you by Chevy Silverado.
Welcome back, everyone. We've got Bill Rivas from Millennial Baits. We're going to talk about one of my favorite products that he introduced me to last year, and I call it genius for a reason. Number one, Bill is very well known, not just by me, but by all the other knuckle draggers out there that love to purchase his baits and use them to catch fish, is that he goes through all of his baits and makes sure that the vast majority that are in here, because you can't catch them all, are good baits. That's how you have a good product, is you have to start out with a good shrimp, cure it up the right way, and then utilize it the right way, right? You don't want to have a pre-shrunk, soft, mushy guy in there if you can avoid it. And there are some in there, but nothing like you're going to find if you weren't to go through it. And then he takes it and turns it into something that you can utilize. Yep. Genius, dude. I mean, there's a lot of shrimp that you go through when you purchase it that don't ultimately end up in your jars.
Absolutely, yeah. There is a lot of waste, regardless of if it's a good case or not. Yeah, it's just lots of waste.
There is. And if you're able to utilize it, a lot of folks just take and throw them out, you know, because they don't want to waste the time with it. I get it. But then you mix it with tuna.
I do.
So now we can take and stuff pretty much all of our stuffer baits, right? You've got the new cut plug from Yakima Bait right here. You've got the old school super bait. You've got the, where are my spinning fish? Can't forget the spinning fish. You got the spinning fish from Yakima as well. The cut plug super bait from Brad's. I mean, there's so many different versions. And now, of course, the new Skinny Mini, which was a craze at the Sportsman Show, along with the cut plug from Yakima. But all these different stuffer baits that are, and ones that we're not showing here, perfect for the mulch. And then, of course, you got them wrapped on the plug.
Yeah, the wrapping on the plug has been great. Lots of guys have been really enjoying that.
It's so simple.
Yeah.
I mean, you can start out with it just right out of the jar, but then, of course, you can manipulate it. One of the coolest parts about opening up a jar of mulch is that you got a bunch of eyeballs staring at you. I mean, you literally got it all in there. So all the oils, all the different stuff is in there.
Yep, all of it. Yep. And I really like the wrapping on plugs because you can do some different colors with it in a sense, you know, and set some contrast.
100%.
Yeah.
And we do a lot of us, for years, wrapping plugs and in different situations, would doctor up our tuna, right? You dye it up if you wanted to, change things up like what Bill just referred to, different scents. A lot of that's already in here. Are you manipulating that at all, or is it just straight tuna and shrimp blended? You're not putting any bite additives or anything in there?
No, I am putting, well, I'm putting some stuff in there.
Damn it. But I was trying just to get
I'm putting some stuff in there, but yeah, there's some juiced up stuff in there for sure.
Okay, okay. Like sulfites, sweet, both, what?
I'm not gonna go that far. Yeah.
All right, well, there's a reason why he keeps it.
But it's good stuff.
If I didn't try, man,
I know.
My viewers would be upset with me. Okay, so when you go over to Fisherman's, and by the way, if you were to look at their website at Fisherman's, for whatever reason right now, it says that they're out of Millennial products, that they do have them. It's in stock at all 3 of their locations, right?
Yeah, I just filled them the other day.
Okay, so not just the Oregon City store. But if you're nowhere near here to our area where Fisherman's Marine is, you can buy your baits online as well. And he was gracious enough to put in a 15% discount if you add in at checkout, Outdoor GPS at checkout, and you get a 15% discount. We love that, man. Thanks for doing that.
Absolutely.
It's not anything that you needed to do, but if you live outside the region, I mean, it's just a great way that you can get your baits. I know my first question would be, how the heck do you ship it?
Package it up tight, that way that lid doesn't break. That's the biggest thing.
Biggest thing.
Yeah. My baits are, my curing process allows for them to be warm for 3 to 4 days.
Okay.
So that kind of helps them cure the way I like them to.
All right.
Helps that scent and all those different things set into that bait and really get it deep. After that, you know, just pull it out of the package, throw it right in the fridge. One of the things I did want to mention on the mulch too, sidetrack, is this is definitely something that could be frozen if you're not using it throughout the year, because this has a 8 to 12 month shelf life.
If it were in the fridge?
Yes.
Okay.
So if you're not using it, throw it in the freezer. I just leave mine in the freezer, and then I pull them out right before I go fish, throw them right back in the freezer when I'm done.
Okay.
Get more longevity out of them. You know, you're not constantly buying.
You're not freezing your shrimp, though, right?
No, do not freeze the shrimp, but you can freeze the mulch.
Okay.
Yes.
One of the questions that we got from one of our viewers, and I don't remember how I got it, I don't know if Ryan gave it to me or not, was if you had a jar of mulch and it started to get dry on the inside, is there a way to refresh it? That was one of the questions.
Absolutely. And I mean, you can use our Cooney sauce, you can use some of your favorite scents that you want to just dump in there, you know,
Okay.
that's definitely an option. Juice it up some more.
Okay, so whoever that was, and forgive me, it may have been on our Facebook page when I was looking at during the commercial break. That was a question, how to recharge it if it started to dry out a little bit. So just add some more oils to it.
Yeah, add some more oils. Just juice it up some more.
Okay,
Yep.
so that's a great answer. Super simple. So for that individual, there you go. Hopefully that helps you out. All right, so folks are going to go and they're going to stand at Fisherman's and they're going to look at all these refrigerators and everything. And you've got different versions that are out there. And like I've already said, all the different versions, respectively,
Absolutely.
are very, very good options. Okay. I am a millennial guy. I fish Washington coon shrimps. I fish all the other Nates, of course. I fish them all. But there is a reason why a lot of us gravitate to millennials. And I think some of it is because of the curing process.
Yep.
They're very, very firm baits. They're very consistent, which is huge for us because, you know, let's be honest here. All baits, cured, pre-cured or not, it's expensive. Okay. And if you can have a good product to start with, that's one of the reasons. But I as a manufacturer, I got to ask you, when they're looking at those different versions, what would you tell someone to say, hey, give mine a try, and just see what the results are?
Right.
What would you say to somebody like that?
Yeah, I think mine are great because of, you know, the cure I'm using. ProCure puts out a great product that's very consistent, like you were saying. That's why my product's able to stay consistent.
Okay.
You know, some of those things really just correlate into making a better bait, and me picking through them, that's another thing. And then your scents on top of it, you know, making sure you're not adding too much scent. You're not, you know, but you have to have enough too, because you don't want it just to be plain Jane. You want guys to open the jar and feel like they're getting something. Yeah. You know, not just a plain Jane shrimp that you sprinkle a little cure on. So that's kind of where I'd leave that.
Oh, I agree. And simplicity is best in a lot of different things. I also really love having the option of the full-size prawns, which, like I mentioned earlier, is not necessarily available in this sort of quality. Now you can. I'm not going to go there. There are some that are out there that you pull them out of dry packages. Oh, okay.
That's a lot of the reason why I don't do a lot of Mercy prawns is because of quality on them. So after the show today, I'm sure these prawns are going to get burnt through, and then I'm going to be out of stock for the next month. But that's just because I don't want to put out a product that's not going to be top-notch like these ones are.
Okay, so that's a good point, because a lot of what you do is revolves around the availability of the shrimp that you're going to be curing, either be coonies or it be prawns.
Yep.
Is there ever a year, and this is my last question because we're out of time, is there ever a time of the year where it's just nearly impossible to get fresh baits from you, or is it something that you're doing year round?
The coon shrimp stay pretty good all the way around.
Okay.
As for the prawns, though, I just really try to not do the Mercies when they're kind of older and you can kind of see the freezer burn on them and whatnot. Those hoods, the carapace is just not tough on them, and they're not going to be as durable, and I just want to put out quality baits for people.
We appreciate that.
Yeah.
First things first, there were a lot of folks that, you know, even on our social media thing, were, hey, let him know that we appreciate what he does, and he has his cures available for you. If you want to do up your own shrimp, which there is a number of reasons to do that, so you can actually utilize some of his secrets that he will not share here with you. But first things first, man, thanks for coming in.
Absolutely, thank you.
Sharing just a little bit of info, some of your rigging. Utilize some of this rigging. I know that I'm going to tie up a couple of these, and I am going to break out that worm threader, because I kind of forgot how pretty it looks without having to put all that wrap on it.
It's a pain in tying all the leaders, but it's worth it.
It's pretty. Do 5 or 6 of them up at a time, and you'll be okay. I'm making him stay with me through the rest of the show, but we'll be back in just a little bit to wrap things up.